Hi everyone, this is Connie's Creative Creations and I am Connie. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, please think about hitting the subscribe button, notification bell, leave me a comment and a big old thumbs up. Also, if you're returning, welcome back. That makes me happy to know that my subscribers and my new subscribers are here. Now this is a very special collab that I am a part of today, and we'll get to a little bit more information in just a moment. But let's get right into the first project. Okay, now almost all of the wood that I use today is from Woodpecker, and I am a Woodpecker affiliate, and that is kind of what we're doing today. It's a Woodpecker collab. They have some amazing wood for very good prices. Some of them are thin, some of them are very chunky. Now, I got these two acorns, two small, chunkier acorns, and then two medium-sized, chunky little pumpkins. I also got some square dowels, but I don't end up using them on these projects, but I did add a couple of things. And I'll tell you when we get to them. Now I'm using Waverly's Antique Wax, and I am a Plaid ambassador, and Plaid does Waverly, Mod Podge, Apple Barrel, Folk Art, Cream Coat, Mod Podge, I already think I said Mod Podge, all these different products. So I am just using my brush, putting it on, and then I'm using a paper towel, and I'm wiping the excess off, and it just really pulls out the grain of the wood. I'm doing all around the edges as well as the bottom of the acorn, and I end up going around. This one I didn't do the back. I did the other ones with smaller acorns, but not these ones, I don't think. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these two pieces of plaid, and I am kind of cutting a piece just a little bit bigger than the top of both of these plaids, and then I'm going to use Mod Podge, and I'm going to adhere them onto each one of these acorns, which just to me it just looks awesome. So I'm just tracing around the top of the acorn on each one, and I'm going to cut it out and use the Mod Podge on them, and it really ends up looking cool. Later I thought, oh, I could have done some more embellishments, but I just really end up liking the end result. So that is what it's going to look like so far. Of course, I do a few other things to it, and I just end up really liking it. So the pieces of wood on this that is not, well, I'm using a part of a sign, one of those little hanging signs from the Dollar Tree where they're hooked together. The little slats are hooked together with ribbon. It's not really wood per se. It's a hardwood, kind of cardboard hardwood. And I use that to put on this stand, to stand it up on. And then I use two tumbling tower blocks behind it just to hold them up so they don't fall over. So out of this project, the only wood I'm actually using that is not from Woodpecker is the little tumbling towers and the little cardboard board. And so I'm just putting this on here, and then once that is done, I'm going to take some jute, and I'm just going to wrap the jute around the stem and put a shoestring bow on it. And I am going to Mod Podge the bottom as well. And before I put the jute on, I cut out on my Cricut the two words, blessed and, I can't think of the other one. We'll get it in a minute. We'll pull it out. I'm using white because I'm putting it on right on the bottom of the acorn, and I really wanted it to pop so that you have no issues seeing it at all. So this is that little sign. I'm just pulling it apart. I cut the point part off because I just want it to be straight. Now this paper literally came off so easy. It wasn't even hardly glued, and it just came right off. No glue residue at all. And I'm just using a pen, and then I'm going to use my X-Acto knife to score cut it a few times, and then I just use needle nose plier and pop it right off, and it was so easy to do. And then I use my X-Acto knife to clean it up, and then I use my sanding block to finish cleaning up the edges. Then I'm going to take my sheepskin from Waverly, and I think it's from Folk Art. It's from Folk Art, and I'm just giving that one coat. It's really nice, thick chalk paint, and so one coat is all it needs. I set that aside to dry while I finish working on the acorns. Here is the white vinyl, and it is Oracle 651. I buy it on Amazon, and I just cut out the words. Oh, it's grateful. I think it's grateful and blessed, and I'm just weeding those out. I use peel and stick for my transfer tape, and that is from Duck brand, like duct tape. It says Duck. And so I'm just transferring the words over. Oh, it's gather and bless. That's what it was. Now, when I pull it up, I'm not sure if you can see because I have this going really fast. I forgot to get the G burnished, and so I pull it right off. And so I had to pick it off my peel and stick and put it down, but it was fairly easy. These letters are really little, and so little tiny letters, little anything when it comes to cutting machines is when you transfer it, you have to be very diligent and careful, or you'll just tear your pieces apart, your little tiny pieces. So that is the gather, and then I'm going to do the blessed, and went ahead and pulled it up. Going to put this on. Like I said, I cut it out of from my Cricut, and that is that for this. As you can see, I'm just kind of working very slowly with it because this is a lot faster than what I actually was going. I love my Cricut. I love to work with it, and so yeah, it turned out beautiful. Then I'm going to, after I'm done with this, I'm going to use Mod Podge and go over it. That will seal it on there so I don't have any bubbling or lifting of the vinyl, because it's not permanent vinyl, so this makes it permanent. Okay, now I'm taking some jute and I'm just going to wrap it around and then tie it in a shoestring bow, and I'm going to do that with both of them. I didn't go all the way up the stem, but I went part of the way up the stem. And then I trimmed the tails because they were a little long. So it was very easy to do. I just put a little bit of dab of hot glue on the back where I was wrapping it around, and then I just tied a shoestring bow with both ends of the jute. And then I'm going to grab that board. It's dry, as you can see. I'm going to glue it. They're going to be sitting, they're going to be on a slant. So I'm going to use the tumbling tower, and then I'm going to glue that right on, and then it is going to be completely adhered to it. And I thought afterwards that maybe I should have put some more embellishments, like some pink moss on it. And I may go back and put some moss on it so it looks like it's sitting in a bed of moss, and I might do that. But I haven't decided. Or I might put some greenery. I'm not sure. But this is all the information on the collab. Now, Sarah from Can Sarah DIY It and Tami Happiness Created. So this is the collab. We're going to have some other people. All their information is going to be down in the description box. And in just a moment, there's going to be information on the giveaway. Don't forget to watch this little video. It is awesome. It has lots of information.
To qualify to win today's giveaway, donated by woodpeckerscrafts.com, with over $60 worth of awesome products, please comment on each maker's videos which items you want to craft with the most. The playlist is linked in the description box below.
Okay, also I will have a link that you can click on to go right to Woodpeckers to order any of that you want, and there is a discount by using my code. So it will be down in the description box as well. Alright, you can see now I'm doing the two little chunky acorns, and I'm doing the same thing with the antique wax, but I do the back of these because this I'm making a bead garland, and this is the acorns are going to be on either end of it. Now I'm not sure I was really particularly happy with the way one of them turned out. It is what it is, and I can't really do a whole lot to change it. I mean, I could, but I don't know if I will, because I just like it. I don't like to undo my stuff. I know some crafters will take their stuff apart and remake other things. I've never done that. I really love everything I make. I just love the way it is. So here I am just putting the antique wax on, and I'm going to use my paper towel and rub off any excess. It just pulls out that wood. Now this is a bunch of buttons. You get these little jars at the Dollar Tree, and I am just going to put the little different buttons on the top of this acorn. I'm using my hot glue, my Surebonder hot glue gun, and I am just gluing these right on to this. I don't overlap the first, I just put them just by each other on the first level. I go back and add some overlapping so that there's no areas undone, like, or you can see, you know, beneath them. Once that is done, then I am going to grab some gold glitter, and I'm going to do gold glitter on the other one, and I think I should have done glitter on the other one too. Maybe not gold, maybe copper. Now if I decide, I guess I can use my glue gun, and I can, or not my glue gun, my heat gun, and get them all soft and get them off there. But that's a mess to get glue off, hot glue off that much, so I'll probably just leave it. And I'm going to grab some jute, and I am going to bead or put some beads. Now these beads are not from Woodpecker, these are from the Dollar Tree. The ones I end up using, I get a package of white. I've got a package that has white, pink, and black, and I'm using the white and the black, and then I have these larger brown ones, wood tone, and I will be putting those on as a garland. Now here I am just sprinkling the glitter on. The only problem is with this glitter from the Dollar Tree is you can't put it back in that tube very easily. I couldn't get the lid off. I'm gonna have to go back and try again, but I ended up pouring it into a different container. Now as you can see, I put Mod Podge on under it, and then I put Mod Podge on top of the glitter. What that does is it seals the glitter so it won't fall off. Now I grab the other and put that aside. I'll get back to that in a minute. We're going to the pumpkins. Now I'm using another piece of that hanging, and I'm just pulling off the paper. This one came off a little bit tougher, but it still came off clean. It left no residue behind. I ended up cutting off the pointy part again. The only part of the wood, you can see that small pumpkin, that is not from Woodpecker. The two larger pumpkins are from Woodpecker. I wanted a small one to be part of this. I didn't get one from Woodpecker, so I'm using the smaller one on there just as a part of the display. And I'm doing the same thing, putting the sheepskin on this, then I'm going to set it aside. Then I'm going to paint all three of those pumpkins. Now I did not, you'll see at the end, I didn't put anything like Spanish moss around the bottom. That's something I might go ahead and go back and do. I haven't decided yet. So I'm putting all my fall decor out tomorrow, so that is when I will decide on those if I need to add it. So I am using the sheepskin, and I painted one large one and the small pumpkin, putting a second coat on that board. It needed it, the other one didn't, but that's one for some reason did need it, so I put a second coat on there. Then I'm grabbing my Waverly pumpkin chalk paint, and I'm going to paint the other pumpkin with that color. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up putting orange or pumpkin dots on the sheepskin painted large and small pumpkin, and then I'm going to put the sheepskin stripes on that orange pumpkin. I really liked the contrast. I thought it looked adorable. Actually, I think the orange one I put the dots on. The sheepskin one I put orange stripes on. So yeah, it ends up being absolutely adorable. I just love the way this ended up looking. I just used the end of a paintbrush and put all my dots on there, and they're just very, very random. There's no rhyme or reason with these. And the same with I put orange dots on the other sheepskin one. That's what I did. And then the white, you can see the other one is striped. Now I've gone back to my acorn garland, and I'm doing the beads. You can see I'm doing white, black, and then brown, white, black, and then brown. I could have done it where there was 4 in between every large, but I decided to do just 2. It turned out just fine. And the jute, the end of the jute, I use that to wrap around the stem, and then I glue it on the back, because I didn't do a bow because it's a garland. It wouldn't have looked right. So here I am, and I just put a little bit of glue on the end of that jute and kind of pressed it, rolled it between my fingers so that it would act as like a needle. And anytime there was any wood inside the bead that wouldn't go through, I just used my little weeding tool from Cricut and just pushed it right through. And actually, it wasn't from Cricut. It was one just like it from the Dollar Tree. And I pushed it through, and then the jute would go right through, no problem. And now you can see I'm putting the little tumbling towers on the backs of these pumpkins, and I am putting them on the little board the same way, but I'm also making using Dollar Tree orange and white check ribbon, and I'm making shoestring bows and putting them right below the stem on each one of these pumpkins, and I'm just going to attach that there. Like I said, I might go back and put Spanish moss. I haven't decided yet. We'll see how this turns out. But I really like the way these ended up looking, and I hope you guys like them too. And I hope you guys all have the most blessed day and week, and I hope you guys loved my little creations today. And guys, don't forget to be the Bible that somebody reads. Hey, and don't forget to call somebody today and tell them you love them, because it might be the exact thing that they need to hear. You guys all have a great week. Bye.